Welcome to Profound Frivolity. We're your hosts, Dustin,
Oren,
and Gray.
And in this podcast, we're going to be telling stories that you didn't know you wanted to hear.
So grab a drink.
And some good and plenty.
Because this is Profound Frivolity.
Just like we promised, we have the third part to
The ball series.
the ball series. Upper
Yay!
World of School Dances. Oh, yes. Some of these aren't going to be, maybe not, specifically related to, actually dancing, but I think some decently interesting stuff happened,
Yeah.
that night. at
We
the
have told
venue.
stories of the dance practices, which
Yeah.
lead up to the whole ball, not just the
Yes.
dancing at the ball.
Yep.
So it's kind of a package deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go first. So, this year, it was Broadway themed, 1940s Broadway themed. And a lot of people were performing, singing or playing the piano or whatever.
Including you.
Including me. I was actually going to do two performances. I mean, I did do two performances. One solo and then one duo. And the duo is basically me and my brother, singing back and forth. It's basically like a musical argument. It's really fun.
What's this one
I liked
called?
it a lot.
It's called Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better.
Yeah.
And so, we practiced it a lot. We even, we downloaded the music and then, changed the key so that it fit our voices better. And, there's some spots that we, had to figure out because some of them were different than the versions we've been practicing with. Anyway, there was, a lot of practicing and adjusting going on. And, I mean, I never really feel fully prepared before, a performance, but I was I felt decently confident about it.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the butterflies hit, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be horrible, oh my gosh, I'm gonna, die, I'm gonna fall on my face.
And it was epically horrible, and she did fall on her face.
And I died.
My theory is
Yep.
that eyes give off radiation, and when enough of them are looking at you, you can feel it, and that's what creates that sensation.
Huh.
Yeah.
What should we call that?
You have laser
Should we
eyes.
call that eye radiation, or laser eyes, or...
The
Radio
laser
eyes.
eye theory.
The laser eye theory.
Laser
Okay,
theory.
anyway, the laser eye theory was very active, because,
The
our
theory was
teacher...
active, or the principal was?
The principal.
Okay.
The
Act
The laser
of it
eyes were
coming to-
active.
Yes, yeah. So our teacher, called our names. It was now, Gray and her blah, blah, blah are gonna...
Her blah, blah,
you
blah.
know?
Her brother.
And so me and my brother are okay, let's go. And it was, right in the beginning, so nobody had really had a chance to, wander off. So everybody was there, watching us. 15 different people, pulled out their phones, and we're just we got this? Yeah. So we get up there, and the song starts, and I feel specifically with singing, once the song starts, everything kind of feels better, because you're your memory kind of kicks in. You're you feel the rhythm,
Yeah.
and it was going
Feel the
smoothly.
rhythm. Feel the rhyme.
Until it didn't. Again, I said it was a back and forth type of thing, so it's basically we've got lines, and we've got cues. Basically. And so Jonathan's, line comes up, and he just kind of, stares at me. And I'm just kind of your turn. And he's just And he can't think of his line, and because I didn't, hear the cue, and now I'm freaking out, I can't think of mine. And so he literally just, he starts scatting to the music, and
Not
what's funny
pooping.
is
Scatting as in the musical term.
It was just da 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 ba ba, and then and then I do it, ba da da da, and we're just kind of looking at each other, and we kind of do that, and then again the whole point of it is arguing about whether we're better at things than the other person. And so, it's anything you can do, I can do better, and then we talk about the things, and then
Yeah,
we, all that stuff. And so then he legitimately just says, I mean, I think he kind of, sings it, too. He's
Yeah.
I forgot the words, basically.
Yeah.
And so then I'm well, at least I'm better at that than you, and then...
I remember, so I'll have you know, I had no idea. I thought it was all on purpose.
I know!
And
I-
everyone else did too until
Not-
your brother came back to our table. At least on
Yeah.
our table. And I was
Yeah.
like, we messed up so bad. And we're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we basically kind of just like ad lib until we like it kicks in. You know, like the thing starts.
Right, and then you
The
guys get,
part
like,
starts
back
over,
on
and then we
track.
get back on track, and we finish out strong, and everybody claps for us. And then we like walk away, like walk off stage. I mean, it wasn't really a stage, but you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, oh my god! And he's like, oh my god! And we're like, oh, we messed up so bad. Like, I can't even believe that was so embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, wait, what? Huh? And so what I realized is, like, the people who didn't already know the song from, like, childhood or, you know, whatever, nobody really could tell.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, I felt like we were
It
doing a
fit the
horrible
vibe
job.
of the song.
I feel like
Yeah,
we were
because
doing
it
a
was
horrible
like you'd be
job
like,
of
could you
self-
make a pie? No, neither could I. You know, it's like
Yeah.
not a very serious song. It's very silly.
Yeah.
It's a very
So,
goofy song.
I felt like we were doing a terrible job. But I guess we were
Doing a
we were
Okay.
good enough at being bad that nobody noticed we were being bad. you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
So,
The best badness is fake goodness.
yes.
Confucius.
And the fake goodness of best badness is good enough for people.
People. Yay!
Jr.
Yay! So, yeah, that was our experience. I also had a solo. That was horrible, but
It went
It was?
fine. No.
it wasn't horrible, but I'm never happy with the performance.
She's never happy with herself.
Never enough. Yeah.
It wasn't that song, by the way.
No,
You're
it
gonna
wasn't.
get us literally a copyright, and we're gonna like.
No, I
yeah.
said 2 words. Okay, yeah.
It's about 15 seconds.
But it
That's
was
enough.
yeah.
it was scary. You know, in the like I could see he could probably see like the panic in my eyes, but I'm just like da 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 da. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
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 We're
Anyway,
moving. We're
For the
grooving.
people who
Yeah.
were listening that were there and didn't know we messed up, well, we messed up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So.
Fun times.
Yeah. So there was also this thing that was like, it was kind of like a treasure hunt, but it was like a scavenger hunt, and the people who found it got raffle tickets into this like special pool. So like when you walk in,
You get to swim in the special pool.
yeah. No, pool is in like of
Queso.
The
stuff.
big hot tub.
Ooh.
When you like walk in, you get these raffle tickets, right? And it's like they have one with like a 4-letter number, and then a copy of that one. So you get one, and then they put another one in a jar, right?
Yeah, and then they draw from it.
Right,
if
and
the
it's like,
matching
okay,
number,
it's 1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4, and the person who has 1, 2, 3, 4 walks up and shows it and proves, you know, I have 1, 2,
And
3,
then
4.
it's like, okay, do you want the Starbucks or the Chick-fil-A or the, you know, whatever gift
Yeah.
card? Yeah.
So it was that, but then there was like a special one with like
Yeah.
I forgot how much, like $10 more worth of.
Yeah,
money
it was
or something.
like,
I don't remember.
yeah.
But it was like you have to complete the scavenger hunt and prove that you did it, or like completed it, to get, you know, the special raffle ticket. It was like It was like 25 different
References
to plays.
Broadway plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a Broadway play, and the thing for that one was just an Everlasting Gobstopper.
Plays are musicals, because I feel like they were all musicals.
They might have.
They
been.
were.
They were. Yeah.
Plays
yeah.
are musicals, though.
Musicals are plays.
Musicals
Generally.
are plays.
Musicals are plays, not all plays are musicals. Square, rectangle, rectangle, square.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what that was. I don't know.
You don't
So-
know the rectangle thing?
No, I know the rectangle thing with the quadrilaterals. And
All
then it's rectangles,
squares
and then
are
there's squares.
rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
But they both fall into the category of quadrilateral. Same with like a
And
rhombus
rectangle.
and like
rhombus is a terrible word that I hate very much.
well, a rhombus is a square.
I literally hate squares then.
Okay. And it's a quadrilateral.
We're homeschooled.
And
I
so
hate
is a
all of them.
trapezoid. A trapezoid isn't a rectangle or a square, but it is a quadrilateral.
Yeah, but it's not a rhombus though,
It's not a rhombus.
so it's okay.
Rhombus.
Also,
My
it
little
sounds like an
cousin
alien.
is literally 4, and he knows what a rhombus is. I didn't know what a rhombus was until he explained it to me. Yeah, I don't know if that's
Aren't
like
they like
normal,
a half circle?
but he's pretty cool.
Wait, no, you just
That's a
said that like
semicircle.
a square.
That's like a diamond. Anyway, we're gonna get back on track. What was I talking about? Yeah,
We can
So-
call this awkward world of school dances and
Yeah.
shapes.
learning shapes with the shed.
Yay.
So there was 25 references to different plays, and you had to like find
21.
kind of what
21.
21.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I feel like it was 25. No, it was 25 because it was because we got these like playbills and it had pictures of all of the like kind of like the
The cover.
Yeah, the cover to the plays,
Poster,
and it was
whatever.
5 by 5.
Like
I remember
Play-Doh
counting.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, of course. But that would
Um,
make it a square, but it was a rectangle.
it was a rectangle.
Because the
But because
posters are taller
yeah,
than
because
they
the
are
because the
wide.
posters are
Right,
rectangles.
duh.
So anyway, there's 25 little items
Rhombus.
to find on this giant
In this giant venue.
Yeah, in this giant venue, right? So I got there first. Like me and my older brother were like the second students to arrive.
Wow.
So
oh, right, because y'all had
because we had to go
like, set
early
up.
because Nathan performed and did like
Right.
piano stuff.
And
Um,
danced.
Yeah, well, everyone danced, but anyway.
He danced on the piano.
Oh, forgot about that. And he
Yeah.
played it with his toes.
Yes.
So we got there early, and I was just like looking around to try to find
Now I'm
stuff.
disappointed he didn't do that.
Yeah. And when it was time to go like looking for it and stuff, I
Yeah.
realized that there are 25, and I've only found like 7.
Yeah.
And I pretty much had like given up. And I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be able to find all this stuff."
I'm lame. I didn't even try because I was like, I'm not gonna win,
Yeah, she's
and I'd
stupid.
rather do something else. So I just didn't do it.
I
It might
wanted,
make me lame, but
I wanted to do it, but my dances were kind of all earlier-ish in the night, and I didn't want to miss any of them, so I didn't do it. And I thought, well, I have a really big gap at the end where I just don't have any dances like for the rest of the evening, so I'll just do it then. But literally right after my last dance ended, our teacher was like, "Hey, so turn it in. It's done." So I didn't get to do it.
how many dances did y'all have?
5.
I had 5 as well.
I also had 5.
But I also did swing, so I did 7. I mean 6.
I did swing as well.
What dances
well,
did y'all have?
I had Virginia Reel, Duke of Kent's, Cumberland Square, and swing.
Fun.
I did swing, waltz, foxtrot, waltz,
I hate the waltz.
I had 2
and
foxtrots and
Virginia
waltz.
Reel.
Yeah. There's some good dancing. So anyway, we are literally getting so sidetracked, but that's okay because
But
we're still
we're
talking
on the same
about it. Yeah.
topic. It just yeah.
So me and a bunch of other kids had given up hope. There was one child. I can barely call him a child. He's a legend. He did not, and he found every single one of them, and then sold it to the rest of us for free. He literally just let kids come over and like copy it down on their thing,
Man.
like scribble it down.
Legend.
And I'm gonna tell you, I took that opportunity. As he was standing in line for their giant candy bar, I'm just like, okay, next, okay, and writing it down, like scribbling because like I knew like the time was almost up. None of my words were even readable. Literally, I couldn't even read my words. I was like, what play did I just write corresponding to with which like thing?
Yeah.
Good thing when I go over and I deposit it and get the ticket and I see her like open the book to look through it, I was like, oh, I'm really sorry for my spelling and my handwriting. I was just like writing it literally in air. And she's like, it's fine. I don't read them. I just count. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, just don't tell anyone. But I don't actually read.
I could have written Charlie Brown 25 times on this piece of
Exactly.
paper and it would have counted.
Yeah, just in different like backwards. And I was like, are you kidding me?
So yeah, she said don't tell anyone. So what did he do?
I told literally like everyone. I was like, you will not believe what I just heard.
Oh my
okay?
gosh.
You are not to
Horrible.
believe
Yeah.
You won't believe.
what I heard for our professor.
And then, unfortunately, I didn't win that one, so, like, it's fine. But also, the raffle ticket that they gave me at the very beginning, they gave me 2 of them.
Oh.
And they didn't put my other
They
one, like...
gave you the ticket
yeah,
and the
they
entry.
gave me the ticket and the entry. So, when they were starting to call them, I was like, I have both of mine, so this is rigged.
Literally can't win.
Yeah.
You just leave early.
Yeah, I was like, why am I even coming if not to get the $25 Chick-fil-A? No.
The only reason.
That's the-
I want a
Yeah.
Luby's gift card.
Get out. Luby's were not a business.
No, it didn't. It literally
What?
didn't. There's one in operation, like, down the street from me.
Ugh.
Yuck.
I love Luby's.
We found some weird stuff in their food.
Like a mold.
It wasn't mold.
Moldy buns.
It was weird. I don't know. It gave me like weird cafeteria vibes because it is
Yeah,
a weird
it kinda
cafeteria.
is.
It's a school cafeteria that you pay extra for.
Yeah,
But I
and-
love
the food is
school
just as bad.
cafeteria food.
Okay, we're gonna have a break and we'll be right back with more related school dance stories.
Welcome back from the break. I'm just gonna get started right in on my story.
Yeah.
So, I had a really, really cool white suit
That
Yeah.
everybody liked.
that everyone liked.
Everyone liked it.
And-
Only like 2 other
Loved
people
it.
had white suits. So
Yeah.
But white suits are really easy to get dirty. So the whole night I'm being careful. Like, I actually wear a napkin bib while I'm eating.
No.
which looks kind of weird.
I know,
my
but it was
gosh.
necessary because at one point I spilled like saucy cheese stuff. It was like ranch and cheese in a sludge, and it got on the napkin instead of my shirt. So that was good. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, I'm doing so good. I didn't even spill anything. I don't know if this is obvious to you, but like, I'm genuinely a kind of messy eater. I
Yeah.
chew with
He
my mouth
is.
closed. I don't make a lot of noise. I'm not gross. It's just I coordinate poorly. I might stab
Yeah.
myself in the face with my fork.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like not spilling like food on himself or anywhere off his
That's
plate.
Is
an
an actual
accomplishment.
difficulty.
Yes.
Like, that's an
Oh.
actual
It's like
difficulty.
hard mode,
Yeah.
you know.
Boss mode.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I survived dinner.
Yeah.
And I survived pretty much the whole evening.
Pretty much.
And then I learned to swing dance.
Oh.
So- There is a girl who I'd been talking with for a while, and she's like,
That
hey.
sounds
don't
so
make it
weird.
sound like that.
Well, I had been.
We'd been
and and then a
talking.
song comes on,
Oh.
and she's like, oh, do you want me to teach you how to swing dance? And I was like, oh, sure, that'll be fun. So we go up there, and we start swing dancing.
But he doesn't know how to.
I don't know how to.
She
Yeah,
starts
she's
swing
teaching.
dancing.
She's
You
basically
start
leading,
flopping.
like flinging me side to side, and also she's short. She's like really short. Petite, is that the nice
yes,
word?
petite.
Okay, and
No, there's nothing wrong with being short.
No.
But some people are like, oh my gosh, I hate that I'm short. It's like, really? Like, why? Who cares?
Bro, I was short for so long.
same.
I was so short, and Gray would tease me about it.
Yeah, because I've always
And
been
now we're the
taller than
same
him.
height.
Now we're the same.
And I'm growing at a rapid
no,
rate.
I'm totally gonna be taller than you forever.
She won't.
Okay, but so she has this bright red lipstick on.
And a bright
Everyone
red
does, 'cause
dress,
it's
by
like-
the way.
Well, yeah,
it's
it's
the 40s, the
yeah.
1940s. Everybody's got bright
And
red
It's
lipstick.
2040s, baby.
I'm like, oh wait, I think I kind of get this. So I start trying to like sort of lead, like
yeah.
put initiative into my movements.
Right, because like
And-
males are supposed to lead the dances, like
Yeah.
that's what they're saying and stuff.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know the difference between leading and not leading. I'm
Following.
probably doing it all wrong, but like, whatever.
but I kind of like pull her to like the side in this one maneuver, and she just smacks into my chest. And she's like, I'm like, are you good? And she's like, yeah. And she steps back, and there's just this red smear on my white suit.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
like,
I saw it. It was like lips.
and
It was really.
I was like,
Interesting
oh
looking.
no, this is bad. I don't know if this comes out. So I was kind of stressing, because I'm like,
But
is
you also
this
didn't
my
want to make her
first...
feel bad.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, it's fine.
But on the inside, you're like.
And here inside, you're like,
I was kind of panicking a little bit. By the way, the stain is out now, so if you're listening,
don't
nothing
worry
bad
about it.
came of it. It's fine.
Yep.
And I'm
Also,
like,
you're
it's fine.
short.
We'll keep going. I'll get better. Only I don't get better just yet, because then
Yeah.
immediately after, I smack her into my arm, and she gets another smear on my sleeve. So now I have these two
Don't say
red...
smear, say splotch.
I was about to say splotch.
Oh, okay.
These two red splotches on my nice white suit.
Yes. And they they kind of stand out. You know, it's
A
like
little
white
bit.
with like bright red, like
yeah,
lipstick
because all
red.
the other guys are wearing like
Dark
blue or
Yeah.
you know,
so like
gray,
he already
so
is
it's
like standing out, but then it's like bam,
it's just red. 'Cause,
bam.
like the only other like complementary color that the guys are wearing is like a blue something or like a this. You know,
Yeah.
none of the guys are like wearing red. So it was
Well, I think there were some guys that had like red ties or something. But either way, it's different.
right. Okay, yeah,
But they would be like dark red. It was not like
It was
a,
like maroon.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, dark colors. So it was
It was a little
yeah.
poppy. Yeah. It was like, wow, what were you doing earlier?
I was dancing.
I was dancing.
But anyway, that
It's
had
kind of a sad story.
that had me kind of stressed out for a little bit. Then I was like, because I went up to the bathroom. And I was like, can I wash it off? No, didn't come out at all. So I'm like, oh, this is like my favorite outfit now.
Yeah, and here it is.
And here it is, the last night I wear it. Probably.
The first and last.
Yeah, first and last.
But no.
But no, it's fine. It's fine. It is all clean now.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of like had the same thing. Like my wardrobe also didn't make it all the way through the night either. You know, or that makes it sound like
your pants
something
fell off.
Yeah, no, it's just
it didn't make it through the night. Whoa, keep going.
I ordered this really cool hat that matched my suit, and it was awesome. It was a top hat.
Yeah.
And
I've
it's been wanting a top hat for like so long, and it's like really fancy too.
Yeah.
So I was very excited
Made
for
in Italy, blah blah
like
blah.
handmade by this bougie company or whatever, with like golden and white in the inside and stuff.
Ooh. Smancy.
Yeah. So, we look it up, and there's like, it's like, okay, it's gonna be here the day before the dance, so like we're good, right? And then storm blows in.
Was it coming from Canada?
No, I don't know.
Just curious.
And we were like, okay, maybe you'll get here the day of the dance, and you know we'll still be good, because like we had ordered some other stuff for the dance that like we needed to come.
Yeah.
And it said like, okay, it's gonna be here just in time, and we were like, sweet. I really hope like my hat is with that stuff.
Yeah.
And no, it actually came the next day, like literally a couple hours after the dance was over.
Y'all got
like
home.
In the morning. Yeah, like we got home at like, I don't know, 2, went to bed at like 3. In the morning it came, and we were like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It matched my costume so perfectly, and I was so sad.
Yeah.
But now I wear it.
Pain. Yeah, now
like,
you can. Now
probably
you
too much.
He's wearing it right now.
No, I'm not.
He's
I wear
not.
like a very fancy top hat with like sweatpants and like a raggedy old shirt.
Yeah.
You know?
Taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, at the ball, there's very interesting things going on dancing with humans. Treasure
As opposed
hunt.
to what?
I don't know. An animal? Scavenger hunting for play thingy things, eating new foods, wearing fancy costumes, talking to a guy that's been in your class for 3 years and realizing he thought you were dating your cousin. Because that happened.
Just girly things.
Just girl, thinking that, yeah. So, this guy. Hi, if you're listening, hi. I actually didn't know he could talk. Like, I figured he could talk, but I've, never heard him talk before. Because he was just he's the shy kid that sits in the back, and he has the obnoxious friend that does all the talking for him.
Oh my gosh. These are my friends you're talking about.
I know, they're great, but also, I'd never heard him talk before, and then when I saw he was on my dance card, I was like, this could go one of two ways. Either we stare at each other awkwardly, or we have a nice conversation. Let me tell you, it was a really nice conversation. But I learned that he thought Dustin and I were dating.
In 8th grade.
In 8th grade. So we've been in class with them for multiple years.
For 3 years. And, yeah.
And the first year, they thought that, I guess it makes sense in some
Yeah, because we're, always hanging out.
We're always together, we carpool,
But, we look so similar.
Exactly.
It's what?
Have you ever seen a Disney movie? Couples always look like the same person.
Yeah, but...
It's
in a Disney movie!
It's like two short, fat, redheaded people. They
should
be siblings, but they're not.
Yes, well...
Are you referring to a specific one? Because I'm like, what?
I am. That's one example. I think it was in, Frozen.
Oh.
I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway, Life isn't a Disney movie, by the way.
Surprise! I'm actually very happy about that. Yeah, so the first year, thought we were dating for, but also, we have the same last name.
Yeah, and it's not
Maybe they're already
it's not like
Smith or anything. No one has our last name. Not in America.
Yeah, so it's, yeah. It's not like he's, looking at both of our grade sheets and, actively, seeing that we have the same last name. But also, our teacher does, roll call and, it's just, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's, on our name tags that we wear every time we see you.
Yeah, and then the next year, he got a little closer. He realized that we were siblings.
Of course.
Which we're not. Clearly this guy isn't a listener, but you know what?
It's like
nobody's
oh, they're dating. Not close enough. Oh, they're siblings. Yeah, that's too close. No, you're it's
It's almost like we're cousins. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And then apparently, like, his friend, and, like, you know, like, they all thought we were dating, and then they all thought we were siblings.
They're just
all wrong.
one single brain
They're
that all shares
they're
information.
Just all
or
wrong.
one big brain, you know? Yeah. So, that was kind of weird to hear about, too, because I was like, you thought what?
And I'm like, I'm waltzing with him, so it's not like I can just be like, oh, that's funny, and walk away, you know? I was like, oh!
Yeah.
Ew! Justin's great, but ew!
Yeah, no, you're disgusting anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking of laughing and funny stuff, which stuff isn't actually funny? That sentence wasn't coherent.
What?
Speaking of stuff that's funny but actually isn't, shining shoes. Shining shoes isn't funny, right?
But it's
we can all agree that, like, shining shoes isn't inherently comical.
No.
You know?
Well, yes, we can agree on that.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's hilarious, actually.
You're wrong.
So, I got shoes for the ball.
Wow.
And they needed to be shined. Not like desperately, but like they needed a little shine up.
A little
squee.
Exactly. And if you've ever seen like an old cartoon or like, I don't know, I think it was like in DuckTales, where like they shine the shoe, where like the guy sits on the chair reading a newspaper, and there's like the guy who's like,
yeah,
like on his shoes with like a rag
and then
or something.
Smacks it with the rag.
Yeah, which I don't understand. They're always just like, my dad did that too. It was like a little, like a whip on the shoe, and I was like, what, is that like a finishing move or something?
Maybe it's like getting all, like, maybe you're shining
like
all
whipping the dust
off
of the rag?
Yeah, and you just kind of like...
Yeah. I don't know.
Like a garnish, like a...
Yeah, like, voila! Choose the giant.
Bon appetit!
So, I'm a very ticklish person. And, like, as the years have gone, like, I'm super ticklish. Like, I'm so ticklish.
Like, I could just poke him, and he'd be like...
No, literally, you don't even have to tickle me. Like, when I was, like, little, me and my dad would wrestle and stuff, and he would, like, pin me down, and, he would, like, tickle me, but he wouldn't tickle me. He wouldn't touch me. He would just, like, he would just move his fingers, and I would die of laughing, even though I'm not being, like, tickled at all. So, over the years, all of that tickliness...
Jedi mind tricks. No, he's doing a jutsu. A non-lethal jutsu, which, if you don't know, is a spell you cast with your hands.
Yeah, and it just
From
puts me into, like, ticklish pain. So, over the years, all of that
Jedi mind
ticklishness has gone to my feet. So it's kind of like drained. No, I'm still ticklish. Like on the palm of my hand, I'm ticklish.
But as he's walked around through the years, it's all kind of drained down.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least a lot of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so like the top of my
drainage.
feet.
Tickle drainage.
Exactly. One day it'll just be my toes.
And it'll seep out through your shoes.
I don't like
that. Somebody.
So like the top of my feet, usually it's like the bottom of someone's feet, right? But for me, it's like the top of my feet, and then like right in like the arch. And that, oh my goodness, it tickles so much. So you have to put your feet in the shoes, right? Or else they're going to lose their shape when you're shining them. So I put my feet in the shoes, right? And he gets down and he's like shining them up a little bit. And I just start laughing. Literally, it's like a painful amount of ticklishness, you know? Because usually it's like, oh, Gucci, okay, and then they stop tickling you, right? But like he's just shining the shoes, and I'm just dying. And it's like building up. It compounds itself because it's like ticklish friction, and I'm dying.
Tickle frick.
And then he'll move the shiny rag. I don't know what you call it, the rag, and start shining like the heel of the shoe, or the arch of the shoe, and my entire body is like spasming, and like I'm shaking and like laughing, but I have to keep my foot like super still. And it's like, okay, we're done. And I'm like,
so all of you is like, whoa!
Exactly, and my foot's just like solid on the ground. And I was like, oh, that was horrible. And he's like, okay, next one. And I was like, no. And it was horrible. But that was actually the first year where my shoes, like, were comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
All the other years, my shoes have been...
It was worth it. The tickle shun.
Yes.
Yes.
The first year, my shoes
were...
The
frickle.
So... Be careful now.
Last year, your shoes were so uncomfortable.
Yeah. And the The second year, my shoes literally fell apart, like, as I was dancing.
Yeah.
Like, the bottom of my shoes,
That
just
happened
like,
to me too.
became attached.
But in our first year,
That never happened to me.
haha.
the first year I was like this goddess from Shakespeare who was like this like fairy warrior goddess type thing, and I made my own like armor out of like a silver scale material, and I wasn't gonna like straight up make my shoes because that would not be good, but I made like a sort of like leg armor that kind of like folded and
Into
like
the shoe.
was built around, so like it went around the shoe. And there were like snaps and stuff at the back. It was very cool. But like as I was dancing or whatever, like this snap broke off or something, and then my sole was falling off. My soul was falling off.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was no bueno. Yeah,
Yep.
fun stuff.
So I think that's gonna pretty much wrap up the Awkward World of School Dances Part 3. If you haven't already, go listen to like our first two. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
We like them. They're actually in
course.
our top 10 episodes. Both of them are.
Yes.
So let's share this so it can be with its brethren in our top 10.
So it's not lonely.
Yeah, kicking out number 9, whichever episode that was.
Yeah.
Anyway, subscribe, like, comment, do whatever on whatever
All that
platform
stuff.
you are.
5-star rating.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
Unless we're not 5 stars.
be honest
Don't
with us,
lie.
guys.
Yeah.
Um,
If you need to give us a bad review, don't.
Just
Just don't.
yourself.
Write it down.
Yeah, the
And then throw
Discord
it
is
away.
in the description. All the links to X51, our new podcast, is like top link in the description. And we will see you guys next week for our last scheduled episode of Season 2. Goodbye.